This month has been absolutely insane on Facebook Marketplace when it comes to deals, so let's go ahead and see what the first deal is. I was just scrolling through Facebook Marketplace when I saw the Sega Master System for sale for 250 bucks, and it is complete in the box, but we ended up messaging back and forth and agreed to $200. So I'm gonna go grab that and we'll see if it was even worth it, how much this is worth and all that, but this is just crazy. Thankfully, when I messaged this lady, she wasn't far from where I work, so I ended up picking this up during my lunch break, which is totally awesome. Like I said, she wanted $250, I offered $200 and she took it. She had a game with it as well as instruction manual here. The console itself came bubble wrapped, but that's not how it normally would have came out of this box. But for the most part, this is in really good condition. It looks like they had taped this bubble wrap on it, which is okay, I guess. Nothing too crazy there. As well as 2 original controllers here in the box, which is awesome. I'm glad to add more of those controllers in my collection. But this thing is just absolutely awesome. This box art looks great. It's so simplistic, and I'm really glad that I picked this up. But let's go ahead and open it up and see what's actually in it, because this box has definitely seen better days. As you saw, I did end up getting Hang On and Astro Warrior, which is pretty cool. I looked this up, and I think it's worth around $20 in the condition it's in, as well as they ended up having the instruction manual in it as well. And then we got the console itself. I'm pretty sure the lady bubble wrapped it like this, but this console is in really, really good shape. I cannot believe how good a shape. It's almost like it's never been used, or at least maybe it wasn't used very much. There's also still the plastic wrap here. You could peel it off if you wanted to, but I'm obviously not going to do that. As well as not one, but where's the other one? 2 Sega Master System controllers, which is totally awesome. I think I only have one of these in my collection, so it's awesome to see more because this console is really cool, as well as a few cords. This is the AV cord, which is pretty cool. I did not expect that to be in there. And then there is a coax cord that looks like it's never actually been used, because there's actually a second one, which is kind of interesting. I'm not sure why there's 2 of those, but I'm not going to complain. I am, however, really happy that I got this AV cord. This will make plugging this thing into my TV way easier, because actually I don't think I have one of these for my actual Master System that I have, so that's pretty cool there. So I'm definitely happy. I cannot believe I found this. I got so lucky because she said a few people were messaging her, but I was the first one to message her and want to meet right away. So I'm so glad I got out of here and went and checked that out, because this is definitely awesome. I always love to pick up box consoles, and honestly, this is definitely well worth it. I looked this up, and it's worth $275 to $300. The prices were kind of all over the place, but picking this up for $200, then the $20 game, we're in it to $200. It's worth maybe $300, which is pretty sweet, but I'm definitely going to try to figure out a way to display this. Maybe I'll put it up there. I haven't decided yet, but definitely shocked to find a Sega Master System in the box in my area for $200. That's an absolute steal. This might be worth more, but in the condition, I think $300 is a good price to put this at.
One eternity later.
It looks like my Facebook Marketplace deals continue. Today, I ended up finding these 2 Donkey Kongas for sale for $60. I messaged them and offered $50, and they took it. So that's absolutely insane. It is a Jungle Beat controller and then just the regular Donkey Kong bongos, which is totally cool. $25 each is awesome. The game's not included, but this thing looks totally awesome, so let's go pick it up. I ended up messaging this lady, and she said it was pending sale, which is alright, but a few hours later, she ended up messaging me and said, if you want to come pick it up, come pick it up. So I'm so thankful that I did, because these things look absolutely insane. This first one is pretty basic. It just has the bongos on the outside, and then obviously there's the bongos inside. There's no game for this one, but that's perfectly okay because this one looks pretty awesome by itself. However, this Jungle Beat one looks absolutely insane. Just look at the artwork all over this box. No matter what side you're looking at, this thing just looks totally awesome and screams early 2000 GameCube era. I absolutely love it. Again, just the bongos, no game, but this thing looks absolutely insane, and I am so glad that this lady messaged me back and even gave me a $10 discount, because this was definitely well worth picking up. These things are just so cool. Starting off, we've got the DK bongos just for Donkey Konga 1 and 2, and Jungle Beat, I guess, that's true, but the GameCube growth in this last summer has been absolutely crazy. Honestly, these aren't anything special in this box. The game is missing, which is okay. I knew that the games weren't included, but they do have the Donkey Kongas here, or bongos, whatever you want to call them, right here. Definitely awesome. These are cool to see. I have a few of these. Now, I looked this one up. It looks like if you had the game, this would be worth about $40, and the games are like 10 to 15 depending on which one you're trying to get, at least right now. You know how those prices are always changing all over the place. So I think this one's probably worth maybe like 30 to 25 to 30 bucks. But this Jungle Beat one is absolutely insane. This art on the box alone deserves to go on that shelf somehow. Maybe I'll hide it over here. I'm not sure, but it's definitely going to have to be on display because this just looks insane. Again, this is the same thing. There is no game, and it's just the used Kongas, which is kind of a bummer. I wish the game was here because I don't actually have Jungle Beat, which is kind of odd. I used to have it, but back in the day, I did end up selling my GameCube Select collection, which is kind of a bummer. But I looked this up online, and if it is complete, this is worth about $85, which is crazy. If I had the games, both of these would be worth about $120, but without the games, I'm thinking like 80 to 100 maybe. So I definitely did still make a good deal. Not as crazy as the Master System, but this box art looks insane. You got the GameCube logo on one, you got Jungle Beat on the other, you got Donkey Kong all over this box. This game is just absolutely insane, and I'm stoked to have picked this up complete in the box, minus the game. I guess it's not complete, but these were definitely well worth picking up, and I'm glad I grabbed them.
Several days later.
Which brings us to what I found on Facebook Marketplace today, which is absolutely insane. This is a Sega Genesis slot for 5 games for 80 bucks. I messaged the guy, he messaged me back really quickly and said, yeah, if you can meet at this time, I'll do it. We agreed to meet up, and then he said he just started getting flooded with messages, so I had to hurry out there to get it, and I got some great stuff. I still can't believe I ended up with all of this for 80 bucks. I got Virtual Pinball, this Warlock game, then James Bond, which has seen better days, Buck Rogers, and last but not least, Contra Hard Corps. This stack of games is a ton of money if you bought it separately, but I'm so glad I ended up picking this up for $80. Let's go over what I got, and then we'll actually walk through and see how much this is worth, because I spent 80 bucks for it, but this is just an absolutely insane haul. First off, you saw Virtual Pinball, which is pretty cool. This one is complete in the box, which is totally awesome. I think this might actually be somewhat of a fun game. Maybe not a game I play much, but I could enjoy it. Then we've got Beware of the Ultimate Evil of Warlock, which, first off, this just looks insane. And then when you flip it over, the artwork is even crazier. And again, this one is complete, which is always awesome to see. This game actually looks like one I'll actually really enjoy and probably play more than once, like that pinball machine game. And then I found this James Bond one. This is in some pretty rough condition, but overall, it is at least the artwork, the case, and the game. No manual, and the artwork actually looks kind of interesting. It's very bright and could be a fun game as well. I don't know too much about it. Then we get to the heavy hitters. First off, we've got Buck Rogers' science fiction role-playing game. I thought it said something else. Oh, Countdown to Doomsday. In this clear case, obviously it's not a Sega Genesis case, but everything else is there, whether it's the game or this manual that is ridiculously thick. I am probably going to have to put this in a regular case for the Genesis, and then that'll make that complete. But last but not least, Contra Hard Corps, and this is complete, which is totally awesome and in a really, really good condition. I have this game, but it's loose cartridge only, so I'm glad to be adding the box and the manual to my collection. But this is just insane. Got my computer pulled up here. We're going to go ahead and start off with Virtual Pinball, which is complete. Let's see how much that one is worth. I think this is the cheapest game on the whole lot, so it's not that much money if I remember correctly. Yeah, 15 bucks, so that's not too bad. Let's pull up a calculator and we'll add everything up. I'm going to say 14 actually, because it did round down. Then we've got Beware of the Ultimate Warlock, which looks absolutely insane. I'm just going to look up Warlock and then I'll change it to the Genesis. And I think that'll probably make this a little bit quicker and easier instead of having to type all of that. And this game is worth $28 complete, which is pretty awesome. That's almost half of our money right there. Actually, I think that's a little over half of our money. And then we've got James Bond, which is the one that is missing the manual, but that's okay there. So what is this? The Duel? The Duel? I feel like searching James Bond is not going to be very good. And then pull up the Sega Genesis. And it looks like there's... Okay, so this game is worth $44, but it is missing the manual, so I'm going to say $35 just because there isn't a manual there. So bear with me while I do that. Then we've got Buck Rogers, which I'm going to count as a complete in-box game just because it just needs a case. That's not going to bring down the value very much on this, because this one is insane. We've got it for the Sega Genesis here, and complete, it is $54, which is a decent chunk considering we only spent $80 on this whole lot. And last but not least, Contra Hard Corps. This game is crazy, and I know it's going to be expensive, so let's see how much it's actually worth. And we'll switch it to the Sega Genesis. And let's see. Okay, well, I don't know what's happening, so let me re-look that up, I guess. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know why, whatever. So Sega Genesis, and that gives us $112. That's just absolutely crazy there. So we're going to go ahead and add 112, which brings us to a total of $243 for all of this. And I only spent $80, which means There's about $160 in extra value just on this alone, which is crazy. But let's go ahead and talk about everything from Facebook Marketplace, because this month on Facebook Marketplace was absolutely insane. Starting off with that Sega Master System complete in the box. I think it's missing the foam inserts. I think that's what came with these, but I'm happy to have picked it up for $200. Then we've got these Kongas for the GameCube. Absolutely insane. They look crazy in those boxes. Definitely awesome. And last but not least, that Sega Genesis lot was well worth picking up. And honestly, we scored major this month, and Facebook Marketplace was deal central, and I'm absolutely shocked because usually I don't find this many deals in my area, especially not all in one month. So I'm thankful. And if you've got Facebook Marketplace in your area, you gotta be checking it because you might find some amazing stuff. But I'm going to get out of here because I got to do some testing here. So check out that video out if you haven't already. But I think this might be my favorite pickup. This just looks absolutely insane. And honestly, I think it was a wild deal. But I want to know what you think. Comment down below. Let me know what the best pickup this month was. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that stuff if you're into it. But I'm getting out of here, so check out that video out if you haven't already.